Welcome to the Pawsey user training series. In this video, we'll have a quick overview of the file systems available at Pawsey. File systems are storage areas that are mounted to the supercomputers and are used by supercomputing jobs for data input and output. At Pawsey, 3 file systems are available: Scratch, Group, and Home. These file systems are only intended for short to mid-term storage, and at the moment only the Home file system is backed up. For longer-term storage and collaboration-based data sharing, please contact our help desk by emailing help@pawsey.org.au. We have the Research Data Services and the Hierarchical Storage Management System. There are a mix of disk and tape, and in total they offer about 60 petabytes of space. To see exactly what file systems are available to each node, you can use a command called df-h to find out. Across Pawsey, there are 2 Scratch file systems, /Scratch and /Scratch2, 1 group /group, and 1 home/home. These systems are all connected to the supercomputers remotely, either using InfiniBand fabrics or Ethernet cables. There are no local disks to any of the nodes. These file systems are configured in a way so that they are globally accessible by all the nodes and by all the machines. Galaxy is an exception because it's a supercomputer dedicated to radio astronomy research. This table here summarizes which file systems are mounted to which supercomputer. Magnus, Zeus, and Zythos share the same Scratch, Group, and Home. Galaxy has the same Group and Home, but it uses a different Scratch2. All this configuration is to help users when they work across platforms. Users may carry out different parts of their workflow on different computers, but the same files and same directories can be found no matter which supercomputer they log into. These file systems have very different characteristics, and they are intended for different types of work. Starting from the type of the file system, Scratch and Group are both raster file system, whereas Home is an NFS, network file system. Raster supports parallel distributed read and write, and is highly optimized for large-scale cluster computing. Scratch and Group are both connected to the supercomputers using Mellanox InfiniBand fabrics, and that provides 72 gigabits per second data rate for Scratch, 56 for Scratch2, and 30 for Group. Compared to that, Home is relatively slow, with 10 gigs Ethernet limit. In terms of size, Scratch is the largest among the 3, with Group coming second after the expansion, and Home last. There's no quota on Scratch, however, a 30-day purge policy is in place. Any files that are not accessed within 30 days will be deleted automatically. Group has a quota of 1 terabyte per project, and Home has one for 10 gigs per user. With distinct attributes, these file systems are intended for different purposes. Scratch is meant for large I/O during runtime due to its speed and size. Group is a project-based area, and users can share large datasets, executables, and job scripts with their group members in here. Home is an user-centric space. No large files should be kept here, and in fact, probably only some source code and configuration scripts. A typical workflow will look like this. First, a large dataset is uploaded from your local storage device, say a hard drive, to the Group file system. And if the file is really large, you can move straight to Scratch. During data processing, you can decompose this large dataset into several pieces, and for each piece, you can copy it over to Scratch and then process it there. Inside the job, all the reading and writing should happen on your Scratch directories, because it's the fastest among the 3. When the job finishes, you can check the results and move the important ones back to Group or off Pawsey. Home is not in this workflow. It's only used to keep some infrequently used but very important files. Commands like moduload should not be kept in your bash RC. Instead, they should go into each particular job script that calls it. This is for reproducibility reasons. Anyone who runs your script should be able to start the same environment and be able to produce the same results or errors. After a long day's work, you may wonder how much storage you have used or how much is left. For Scratch and Group, there's a special set of commands for checking quota and usage. Because they are both raster file system, all the commands start with LFS, short for raster file system. And LFS quota will give you the exact information you need. Taking courses 01 as an example, if I type LFS quota-g courses 01/group, I would see that my group courses 01 has used about 400 gigabytes of storage out of 1 terabyte quota. Scratch doesn't have any quota, so if I type the same command, I would get group quotas are not enabled. With home file system, the standard Linux command quota will get you what you want. For me, COU000, I have a quota of 10 gigs, and I have used about 86 megabytes. Apart from these generic commands, there's also a neat way of doing this, the Pawsey Tools module. The Pawsey Tools module is written by Pawsey staff and offers a collection of some very handy utilities to users. To check my storage information, I would simply type Pawsey account balance -project equals to courses 01 -storage. This does not only give me my group quota and usage, which is 1 terabyte and 400 gigs. It also shows me my computer allocation and usage for the quarter. We haven't run any training courses in this quarter, so the usage is currently sitting very low. We use UNIX file groups to manage file permissions and account for group usages. Every file is associated with the group. Members in this group can see the file and users outside cannot. By default, every user is a member of 2 UNIX file groups, the username group and the project group. To change this association, you can run this command. Before this change, my file was associated with COU000, which is my username group, and now it's with my project group. The default setting is that for Scratch and Group, users can see their project members' files, and this is designed for easier data sharing within the group. For Home File System, however, users can only see their own allocated area. Anyone who tries to enter other people's home space will get permission denied. For example, COU001 is in the same group as me, and I can see his group in Scratch, but if I look into his home directory, I will get permission denied. Files associated with your username group are counted towards the per-user limit, 10 gigs, and files with your project group are counted towards the project quota, which is 1 terabyte by default. Sometimes you may encounter this error, disk quota exceeded. This may be caused by you actually going over your limit or by you accidentally associating files with the wrong group. And to make sure that all your files are under the project group, which has a much larger quota, you can manually run this command, which recursively goes through all your files in this directory and changes the association. And you can run this command, which adds the group sticky attribute, so new files created in this directory will inherit the new group. Again, there's a pretty neat tool from the Pawsey Tools module, which can help you fix all your group permissions. Instead of running those commands by hand, you only need to run this script once, and it's strongly recommended. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email help@pawsey.org.au.